Are you wondering why North Carolina is the hottest relocation destination of 2024? Find out the top 10 irresistible reasons driving the migration frenzy. From affordable living to a flourishing economy, stay tuned and don't get left behind. North Carolina has seen an influx of new businesses and residents during the last 5 years. From 2018 to 2022, 4.2 million homes and businesses moved their postal address to North Carolina, based on research by the ABC OTV data team. The investigation tracked the movement of mail coming into and leaving the nation by looking through change of address documents that the USPS had filed. The data provides insight into the mobility of people throughout the nation before, during, and following the peak of the pandemic, even if it represents homes or companies, rather than the entire population. A significant number of people left the state, but almost 4.2 million relocated to North Carolina. The state recorded a net gain of about 70,000 new homes and businesses overall. The state's second highest net growth was recorded in the Raleigh metro area, behind Charlotte. Raleigh is one of those locations that pulls you in with its beauty. With all of the surrounding natural beauty, it's very lovely. But you can still experience the city vibe without really being in a big city, Raleigh resident Morgan Duerden said. Duerden had 3 primary destinations in mind when she decided to leave Texas last year. Between 2018 and 2022, the greater Raleigh area added around 40,000 new homes and businesses. About 40% of the homeowners Derek Thornton, a Wake County realtor with Coldwell Banker Advantage, deals with come from out of state. Amazingly, I've encountered situations quite frequently where individuals have simply looked at a map and asked, "Hey, where's a good spot to move, or is it a popular place? And they came to rest here," remarked Thornton. It was a very similar strategy to Duerden's, though she claimed not to have thought of staying downtown, even though she had chosen Raleigh. Meanwhile, North Carolina's temperate climate and reasonably priced real estate may be drawing tourists, according to U-Haul. The president of U-Haul of West Charlotte, Kay Church, stated in a press release that people are moving to North Carolina because it's such a diverse state. We have beaches and mountains, little villages, and large cities. Right now, Raleigh is among the cities in the nation with the quickest rate of growth. Why is there such rapid growth? Compared to other states, North Carolina is seeing a 3% faster pace of population growth. In the old North State, something is afoot. Despite being a native North Carolinian, I have also lived in 6 other states. In addition, I speak with moving house purchasers daily as a real estate agent. I'll take this opportunity to share with you the main justifications our clients give for relocating to Raleigh, North Carolina. Always keep in mind that when someone mentions moving to Raleigh, they can be referring to the Triangle region, of which Raleigh is the most well-known. Along with many other nearby communities, our territory also includes Cary, North Carolina, Wake Forest, Morrisville, Durham, Chapel Hill, and many more. My top reasons for why people are relocating to Raleigh, North Carolina: the affordable standard of living. You've undoubtedly experienced stress due to the rising expense of living if you're like many other typical Americans. 67% of Americans say they are worried about this. Along with many other everyday necessities, the cost of food and energy has soared. The previous year's national inflation rate was 8.58%. An exception, though, is North Carolina. North Carolina, with an index of 96.1, actually boasts some of the lowest cost of living in the country. As an interesting aside, Hawaii has the highest cost of living index, 179. That's why people only stay for 2 weeks after all. Raleigh, North Carolina, nevertheless, offers reasonably priced property in line with its low cost of living. At the moment, the median cost of housing is $467,000. There are never zeros or highs with averages. I would be happy to provide you with a report that highlights the neighborhoods surrounding Raleigh and the typical price at which a home sells in our area. For instance, a single-family home in Smithfield, a small town outside of Raleigh, is selling on average for $289,000, while homes in Chapel Hill, a 30-minute drive from Raleigh, are selling on average for $756,000. This is a list of every Raleigh suburb that we service. If you're looking to buy a house, we help locate the neighborhoods that fit your budget. Raleigh's economy is doing well, for those who are worried about growing living expenses and inflation. To begin with, there are several reasons why our economy is robust and varied. As well as being home to Duke University, NCSU, and Chapel Hill, we are the state capital. Additionally, you must choose the specific university you will support before the basketball playoffs. General location. Raleigh is an hour's drive from the coast and 3 hours drive from the Blue Ridge Parkway and mountains. You may have an amazing weekend in the NC Highlands or at Blowing Rock. Plan a weekend getaway to the mountains or unwind at one of our numerous beach spots from Raleigh. One cannot discuss location without bringing up RDU. Raleigh-Durham International Airport offers non-stop service to 43 domestic locations and 7 international ones. Traveling to and from Raleigh is made simple and pleasurable by the modern, recently constructed airport in Raleigh. Business is flourishing. Raleigh is home to Research Triangle Park, RTP, which is home to numerous Fortune 500 businesses, including Honeywell International, Bank of America, and Lowe's. Because of its broad economy, it is therefore more robust when times are hard elsewhere. Raleigh is a great place for new firms and startups because of its business climate, labor market, and economic growth. The weather. Newcomers from colder areas who are ecstatic about our comfortable weather are people I speak with. People from hotter states who are moving here and loving our 4 seasons are people I speak with. Depending on where you live, the average temperature in the state of North Carolina might range from 60 to 66. The winters are moderate, and the summers are hot in Raleigh. With less drastic temperature fluctuations than in certain other states, you essentially get 4 seasons. The standard of instruction. Moving to an area with top-notch public schools has become more important than ever for parents of young children. This is a result of a national decline in public school quality. For example, a recent assessment revealed that reading and arithmetic scores had fallen to their lowest levels in decades. Moving to North Carolina might relieve these concerns for prospective residents. In terms of higher education and public school excellence, North Carolina ranks 16th in the nation, according to U.S. News and World Report. Happiness. A further aspect that can convince you to come join us here in the Raleigh area is if you visit a place and the inhabitants seem to be truly happy. Furthermore, WalletHub's survey indicates that North Carolina is among the happiest states in the U.S. WalletHub evaluated states based on a variety of criteria, including the percentage of adults who suffer from depression, physical and mental health, and job well-being. When it comes to the average amount of hours worked, the percentage of persons who worry about money, and the incidence of underemployment, Raleigh scored highly on attractive work environments, opportunities for retirement. In recent years, there has been an increase in the number of retirees in our neighborhood. For example, in October 2021, there were 3.3 million more retirees than there were in January 2020, a 7% increase. Additionally, some retirees are being impacted by climate change and rising living expenses. The Triangle region is becoming more and more popular as a retirement destination. Our excellent hospitals and healthcare alternatives are among the other things that retirees enjoy. Recent measures that took into account affordability, cost of living, tax friendliness, and in-home service cost placed North Carolina at the 12th spot among the best states to retire to. Quality of life parameters includes the proportion of people 65 and older, the prevalence of food insecurity among the elderly, and social isolation. Nature. In 2020 and 2021, Americans will be moving to rural areas at an increasing rate, indicating that they want to be nearer to nature. Urban areas expanded by 0.1%, while rural areas grew by 0.13%. Raleigh is not a rural city, but it does have a lot of beautiful scenery and charming little towns close by. The Raleigh Greenway system consists of more than 270 miles of protected stream corridors and more than 100 miles of both paved and unpaved pathways. Part of the system, the capital area. Greenway covers 3,800 acres and 112 miles over much of Wake County, friendly to remote work, and studies indicate that's a sizable number of individuals. For example, 14% of the workforce in the nation works from home exclusively at the moment. Still, 68% of Americans would rather be at a distance 100% of the time, and 23% say they would be willing to work remotely for a 10% wage decrease. Another attraction for these individuals may be the remote work infrastructure in Raleigh, North Carolina. For example, WalletHub recently ranked states according to how well they can accommodate remote workers based on two important factors: living environment, which includes metrics like the average home square footage, electricity price, and cybersecurity, and work environment, which includes the percentage of workers who work from home, internet access, and cybersecurity. North Carolina ranked 15th overall, 16th for work environment, and 25th for living environment. Wonderful internet. Working remotely is fully compatible with this. Knowing that North Carolina ranks 15th in the nation for broadband speed and the percentage of the state with internet service suggests that the state has some of the greatest internet in the nation, which is consoling. These are the top 10 reasons I know why people are planning to visit North Carolina in the upcoming year. Our staff would be pleased to assist you if you're considering moving here or if you're from out of state and need more information about North Carolina. Don't miss out on the opportunity to join the wave of newcomers flocking to North Carolina in 2024. Whether you're drawn by the affordable living, booming economy, or stunning natural landscapes, there's something for everyone in the Tar Heel State. Subscribe now for more insights and tips on making your move to North Carolina a smooth and successful one.